Quentin Green.
Oh yeah. So
Okay,
I can introduce myself. Hey everyone, it's Quentin
there we
Green
go.
here with Movement Mortgage. I'm a loan officer here. I work on a great team. I work with my loan partner Shandra Smith. Here at Movement, my job is to make sure that anyone who has the ability and willingness to purchase a home, my job is to assist them in that manner, whether it's to buy their first home, whether to upgrade their property, or even if they would like to refinance their current financials as far as monthly payment. So definitely, I'm always here to assist.
All right. So we've got a power pack show. I know you got a lot of subjects that you want to talk about when it comes to real estate. And right now, we're going through a lot in the United States, in Georgia. So I guess, if I'm somebody that's looking to buy a home and I'm just starting off, I'm a younger guy, I'm just, I want to see what's out there.
Mm-hmm.
Can you let me know what should I expect? Like how should I be prepared?
Well, the first step of preparation, I would say, is visit me or just get your pre-approval first. Definitely, you
Yeah.
would want to know exactly what your purchasing power is, and
Hmm.
then the second step is you want to make sure that you partner with a trusted and reliable realtor, such as yourself. Definitely want to get with someone such as Joe Lewis, so that way you can see what's exactly out there in the shopping process. I will say that purchasing a home isn't a cookie cutter situation, and it is going to be hard to compare your situation with others, especially if it's someone who's close, like a family member. You won't have the same experience as your uncle, your aunt, or even your coworker. You can say such and such just bought a house and they did this, this, and this, but it's going to be completely different. Purchasing a home is going to be tailored to your individual scenario. So definitely, I would say get with your trusted professionals, get with your lender, get with your realtor, and you want to make sure that they assist you and work together as a team to guide you to the right path of home ownership.
Okay. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. So I guess on your day to day when you are putting together deals for someone, like what are you seeing? What are you noticing? What's going on in the market right now in March of 2022?
So March of 22, first of all, out of the market, I'm noticing gas prices skyrocketing. So that's one thing that's happening. But definitely within mortgages, interest rates are slowly rising, and that is because we're coming out of COVID protocols. Basically, everyone is going back out, so there is more activity in the market per se within the U.S. So interest rates are slowly rising back up. I wouldn't let that deter anyone from purchasing a home. Again, we're still in traditional low interest rates. So if you would like to purchase a home, right now would be the best time, or truly the best time for you is going to be whatever you are comfortable with. But I wouldn't let something like that deter you from purchasing a home. So right now, I'm seeing a slow increase of interest rates, and we're still seeing low inventory for the market. Joe, you had one of the best statistics in January, just basically saying like the homes on the market for the area in Athens Clarke County was like 200% over what it was the prior year. Like there's not enough homes coming on the market and inventory is low. So definitely I'm excited for the spring cleaning. So usually during right after this month, people are starting to open up, clean up their homes, starting to list them and getting ready for the summer market. So that's what I'm excited to see.
Well, I think that's awesome, because a lot of times, right now, what I've been experiencing, a lot of my clients, they get kind of discouraged because what's out there is not something that they want, and when it comes to like getting new homes, sometimes there's a little bit of a delay, and
Mm-hmm.
everybody wants to move in pretty much like yesterday, so I guess what would be your encouragement for somebody that's probably been shopping for 3 years, 4 years, and hasn't found the right one yet? They put in offers, but it's just everything is changing.
Mm-hmm.
And despite like maybe COVID that set them back, what would be your encouragement to them?
I would say don't give up. Patience is definitely a virtue, but the right home, the home for you and your family, will come up, and you will know the home as soon as you see it. I promise. That will be the home. It will be a match made in heaven. What I will also say is for the individuals, um, it's okay not to look for your forever home on the first go round or even on the second go round. Truly, real estate is just there as a tool of financial wealth building. So your first home doesn't have to be your forever home. It can eventually become one of your greatest investments. It can help propel your financial freedom in the future. It can help propel you further. So when you go out and you go look for a home and you go through your checklist and you see like I want this, I want that, it's okay to sometimes say, well, I don't have to have it this time because there will always be an opportunity to basically improve yourself. So there's an opportunity where you could purchase a home down the line that can be exactly what you want. So I would definitely say for my first time home buyers, your first home doesn't have to be your last home.
Well, that definitely makes sense. I've actually experienced this in my neighborhood. Someone purchased a house. I think it was like maybe like it was they purchased it at maybe 115,000 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It was something really really low, and then they turned around and sold it for I think it was like maybe in the 250s, 260s, somewhere around there. But the thing is, they only stayed in the house probably for about 2 years, you know, and they pretty much almost doubled what they paid for.
Right,
So I guess when people say, well, I would rather rent because I don't want to have all of the overhead that it comes with like purchasing a house, right? You don't want to deal with like all the day-to-day functions of actually owning property. You can't
right,
call a maintenance guy and say, hey, listen, I got this, go ahead and fix that for me. You gotta you gotta learn some new things. Okay.
right.
So what would you say to somebody who is in a position that says, I really don't see any benefit to owning property. I would rather rent. What would you say to them in that space?
It's really going to depend on your risk appetite. Like, what are you willing to risk for the reward? My business partner on our investment side, his quote from yesterday was basically, "Do you think everyone deserves to be a home, or do you think that everyone is fit to be a homeowner?" My answer to that choice is no. Not everyone is fit to be a homeowner.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but my job is to make sure that anyone who is able has the capacity and the willingness to purchase a home is definitely to assist them in that manner. Some people, it can be a generational thing. I mean, it's very hard to break generational cycles if, before like your parents rent, your grandparents rent, their grandparents rent. It's kind of hard to break those kind of stigmas within society. So I believe it can be definitely a mental thing where some people just can't even fathom the idea of purchasing a home. We have clients all the time that say, "Oh my gosh, I never thought I would buy a home." We had a client last month. She's like 52, and she never thought that she would ever purchase a home in her lifetime.
Yeah.
Um, so what I will say is that it's always possible, but you have to want it. You have to have the mentality to say, "I want to have something of my own and ownership." Definitely, like you said, when you purchase a home and you own it, you won't have the opportunity to call a landlord and say, "Hey, I need this fixed." It will be time for you to buckle your belt and either get that repaired or call someone to get that repaired. But definitely, with issues like that, it's great to have homeowners insurance for any breakdowns for your home. So definitely, I want to make sure that when you are in the process of purchasing a home, to make sure that you get a policy. I know people want the lowest policy possible, but I mean, you want to make sure that you have adequate enough coverage for anything that may come up. So, to shortly answer your question, not everyone is meant to be a homeowner, but it is everyone should have the right to own a home, I would say.
Okay. So now, how did you get into this business? How did you, what made you say, hey, listen, I want to be a mortgage lender? I'm going to help people buy houses. I'm going to do it, you know.
So I have a background. I have my bachelor's in finance. So I mean, numbers is always something that I was interested in. But truly, my best friend, he definitely helped me get into the industry of real estate, and definitely came to a realization that in order to build wealth, you must have your hands somewhere in real estate. So before I became a lender, me and my business partner, we have an investment company, so we do that on the side as well. So we purchase, we hold, we sell, and flip homes as well. He's a realtor, but in order to kind of aid with him being a realtor, I became a lender myself. So that way, not only could we do it in the private sector, we can do it in the public sector. So if there's individuals looking to purchase homes, I can help them as well. But just in general, I truly love what I do. So I love helping people, and there's no other way to help individuals within a huge milestone other than helping them purchase a home.
Yeah.
Purchasing a home will probably be a lot of people's biggest milestone in life. So definitely, I'm glad that I'm there to assist them throughout the way, especially with the financials. Definitely, I'm a numbers guy, so numbers interest me. So I think they pair hand in hand. So we have numbers, we have wealth, and we have helping people. So I definitely appreciate what I do, and I appreciate the industry.
I think that's awesome. I really do. So y'all came together and you said, well, you're going to handle the real estate side and you're going to handle like the lending side, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
that's fantastic. That's a really good strategy. That's a really great game plan. So I guess, how many properties have you guys like bought and sold?
Well, we've been doing this since we did it right out of college. So we graduated in 2019. We did it in the midst. I would say upwards of, I would say it's probably over 15. We kind of look at the long haul perspective. So what we look at is more quality over quantity. Definitely within that, we're able to assist, but in order to get the best return on investment, definitely we look at the quality of each deal, and then we see exactly what we would like to do. So, or if we would like to get involved at all. So I would say probably upwards of about 15 that we have done, but they have definitely come with a great ROI within them.
Oh, I definitely understand that. 15, that's a major milestone. So I guess talk to me about your first deal. How did that look? And then going into the second one and the third one, did it get easier as it came along? Did it start off easy?
Um, it's always, I think there's going to be like an opinion on whether it was easy or not. Looking into it, I think it was definitely my business partner helped with the first one. Like he did mostly all of the work for the first one, and
Hmm.
I truly appreciate him for that.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, the first one was pretty easy. He actually just did a mailer, and then we got our first deal, and we locked that one up. And then so the second one actually came, I believe, from me, and it was just marketing. Someone just found one of our flyers and was able to lock up the next one, and then it just continued to snowball. Definitely within the investment side, the name of the game is communication and marketing. How many people can you reach out to, and how many people can you connect with, and how many people can actually see and recognize the value that you can add to them.
It seems like you're a master marketer. So I guess, when it comes to when it comes to your marketing strategy, like what are some things that you focus on? Like, if somebody's just starting off, like what would you recommend them do?
I recommend just getting with their market, their target market, like who exactly do you want to target, or if you want to be general, like how can you grasp everyone all together and make something that is big enough to capture the attention of everyone. So I definitely would want to say you want to get with what your niche is. You want to see who exactly you're trying to get with, and then you target towards them. It can be something as simple as doing a Facebook post, doing an Instagram post. You can host an event live. It just depends on exactly what you want to do. So definitely, the idea of marketing is to make sure that you're in front of the camera or in front of someone physically, so that way you can spread your message and give you a call of action of what you would like to accomplish.
All right. So I'm going to take you through a scenario. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So let's see. So let's just say I'm an investor. Okay.
Hmm.
I want to buy more property. Okay. I come to you and I say, hey, listen, I want to buy property. What is the first thing that you're going to tell me?
Well, it depends. If you're coming to buy property and I'm using my mortgage lender hat, I would say I would go through and see what exactly is your goals as far as buying property, and I would match you up with what loan product would best fit for you. I would say that on the mortgage side. On the investment side, I would definitely see exactly what you're looking for, and I'll try my best to help assist in finding that. Want to see exactly whenever you talk to anyone in general about business, you want to see exactly what their goals are and you want to see where you can add value to it. So I would definitely say just communication, seeing exactly where we are, where we want to be, what exactly we want to do, and what time period we want to do it in. So
Okay. So let's say, for instance, I come to you and I come with a ridiculous dream. I say, hey, listen, I want to have 20 properties underneath my belt in the next 5 years, which means I need to do what is that? Is that 3 houses a year? I mean, that's pretty, well, it's actually not really. Is that 3 houses a year? My math is
you said you want to do 20 houses in 5 years or 4 years?
20 houses in 5 years.
Yeah, you need four.
Four. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
4 houses a year. Okay. But I say, hey, listen, I want to do it with minimal down. I want to leverage the mortgage. I want to find these properties, lock them up, put it under contract, and then I want to basically hold it as an investment property where people are paying me a month, or I'm doing Airbnb. You know, is that too much of a crazy thing for you? Or what is reality? A lot of times in our profession we have to bring people back to reality.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
true.
So realistically, how does that look? How can I accomplish that dream or that goal?
Number one, I would say capital. If you come with a dream such as that big, I would say capital. 4 homes a month is attainable, kind of. This market is a little crazy, so it is going to depend on what kind of financing you're looking for. If you're looking for traditional financing, that may be a little bit harder. But if you're finding something off market and you have the capital to purchase, that can be fairly easy to do. You just want to make sure that you have the money for purchasing a home. On the mortgage side, usually investment loans, they definitely start at around 15 to 20% down. So you want to make sure that you have the availability to have those funds needed to purchase the home. And that's solely just for down payment. Every loan product has closing costs associated to a deal,
Yeah.
whether it's financed or not. You do have to pay for closing costs. Um, so you want to make sure that you have that available.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that you have the debt to income ratio aspect. You make enough money to support purchasing these homes and having them as rentals. So I think it is possible, but you definitely want to be strategic on your plan. So definitely, I would say you want to make sure that you want to get with a trusted professional to see what exactly will work for you. Because again, everyone's situation is going to be completely different. Nothing that's cookie cutter.
Makes a lot of sense to me. That makes a lot of sense. So, what would you say to like business owners that, I guess when it comes to, I guess, I'm just kind of throwing things out.
I got you.
When it comes to like investment properties, right?
Yes.
Um, and I know that the debt to income ratio has to match, but a lot of times with business owners, you know, we're not presenting everything that we make. Okay. So But in order for us to show that we can afford the mortgages on these places, um, the taxes have to line up, right?
Right.
Um, I guess, is there a good way for like a business owner or entrepreneur to show that they make income without necessarily taking that tax hit? What do you think? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I want to say it's kind of hard. There's no such thing as like free money, but we would have to see some type of income on your taxes. Like you can't go in year after year with a business loss. For self-employment, we do need 2 years of tax returns usually. In some very small, in certain cases, we could use one, but definitely we would need two. The goal is for us to see that there is income coming into the business, as well as there is profit coming out of the business. Even though
Yeah,
there's income coming in, there could be tons of expenses, tons of write off. We want to make sure that there's profit, and it goes into risk. We want to make sure that the business is profitable. Truly, the business is profitable to have a continuance. That the business will continue to thrive and continue to work based off of what it is on and the historic level of what it is. So.
yeah,
Um, I would say if you're trying to qualify for a home, I would try and claim sufficient income as far as for qualifying for a home. I wouldn't recommend trying to write off everything. So that one is that's a toughie. Most people usually don't want to show all their income, and they definitely want to write off a lot of things. But again, our job is to make sure that you qualify for a home. So truly, I can't base it off of what you say. We have to go by the tax returns. In
yeah,
addition to what you put on the taxes and you give to us, we then have to verify that with the IRS. So we do have to order your tax transcript. So we have to
mhm,
make sure what you give us aligns with what the IRS has on record. So I just recommend we look at the net income. So just saying exactly what is left after those expenses and write-offs. So I would recommend, in order to qualify for a home, that be sufficient enough to support your housing goal.
yeah. So, what does the interest rate look like a year from now?
Now, that is a great question. I truly can't forecast that right now, because we're in the middle of possibly WW3. Unfortunately, the just going by the economy and the climate, everything in the market is a little volatile at the moment. So it's hard to forecast and project what's going to happen next year if we're not truly for certain what's going to happen tomorrow, next week, next month. But I
Yeah,
still foresee personally, just taking off all my hats, just me myself.
yeah,
Um, I think interest rates are going to be similar to where they are now.
hmm,
I don't foresee them rising truly up. I don't see them dropping back down to where they were before. But
yeah,
I think right about where we are, um, truly, I think they're going to be like in the fours, mid, somewhere between upper threes to low fives. I think we're still going to be somewhere within that range within a year. Even if something drastically happens, I don't foresee them jumping up too high.
yeah,
And if something drastically happens, I don't foresee them dropping too low. Even pre-COVID, we were still going towards the threes and everything. Once COVID hits, that's when we drop down into the upper twos, mid twos to threes. So I really in the next year, I think it's still going to be somewhere in the four range.
So, a lot of times people will ask me, like, how does the interest rate affect how people buy and sell? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I guess it's easier for me. It's like, basically, if I'm going to buy a $250,000 house at maybe like a 4% interest rate, of course, or a 2% interest rate. Okay. Or, sorry about that.
You know,
Um,
you're good.
this can, okay. Um, okay. So if I'm going to buy a house at 2% versus a 4%, right?
Mm-hmm.
$250,000. Okay. What I'm probably looking at is several hundreds of dollars in a difference, right?
Yeah, interest rates could definitely, it will definitely affect if we're looking at a drastic between a 2 and a 4. Yeah.
Now, would that change the way that a seller has to price his house if he really wants a person to buy it,
Yeah.
right? Because if you buy it and you can't afford it because of the interest rates, then well, it's going to sit on the market for a long time. Uh, and of course, that's what interest rates are supposed to do. It's supposed to kind of slow things down just a little bit until everything can catch up. Um, but in the United States, we're in a different place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um,
Our own
it,
place.
yeah, it's this is new territory. It's not. Everybody says that it's going to be like 2008, 2009. I don't think so. I don't think
Mm-hmm.
so. Because you have more people coming into the US. More people
Right.
coming, but not enough houses being built, okay? And and of course the younger people, they're growing up and they're going to want a house. So the apartment space is not going to be around that much. So and plus builders are not building quick enough for the demand.
Right.
It's a crazy space right now. So like I guess with the interest rates, um, how do you walk your clients through that? How do you talk them and say, hey, listen, um, it's okay right now to buy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, I just go through and I just tell them like this is the rate. Basically for everyone, rates are going up. There are still some people that think that they can purchase a home and get like a 1.99 interest rate. And that's not true.
Yeah.
So basically, we just go through the rates and say this is exactly where we are. And usually, when you go over rates, the
Mm-hmm.
rate is going to be pertinent to you. If you talk to a lender, they've done an application. The rate is pertinent to not only your credit profile, but the amount of risk that's within your file. So
Yeah.
these are going to be your specific rates. So you just go through and say, hey, this is what is warranted based off of your profile. And these rates are perfectly fine. These are market rates.
Mm-hmm.
They're not like they were a year, 2 years ago, but however, they are great for exactly where we are. And let them know that rate, even in a fixed product, is not always going to be permanent because you have the opportunity to refinance.
Yeah.
Just because you get a higher rate now doesn't mean later down the line you can't refinance into a different product.
Yeah.
Um, so definitely just letting them know that the rates are exactly where they are. They're good as far as everything, and everyone's experience is going to be different. So just take the rate aspect out of it and just think about what value does purchasing a home add for your life. As long as it fits within your monthly budget and it makes sense, you have to think about the benefits of what comes out of home ownership, which there are definitely tons. Don't get me wrong, there could be some cons for people, but definitely when you purchase a home, there are usually more benefits than there is any cons to it.
So I guess another question would be,
Mm-hmm.
let's see. I had the question. It was right there. Okay. Another question would be like, so uh, let's take it back 10 years, 10 years ago. Okay.
Okay, okay.
All right. What was Quentin up to? Like, what were you up to 10 years ago?
Okay, so Quentin is 23. So 10 years ago, I was 13.
Yeah.
What is 13? 13 is like that middle school. I was somewhere in middle school. So I'm from Athens. So I went to WR Cool. So I was somewhere in middle school at that time.
Yeah.
Also at that time, I always knew that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. So
Yeah.
I always knew that always wanted to basically work for myself, and whatever I want to do, I want to provide a product or a service. So I knew I wanted to help individuals, but at that time I didn't know at what capacity.
Yeah.
So I was definitely trying to cultivate my skills at that time, and so fast forward 10 years later, I think I'm doing pretty good.
That's awesome. Absolutely. So, okay. Now let's fast forward
Okay.
10 years from now. What is Quentin up to?
10 years from now,
Yeah.
I enjoy exactly what I do. So I hope that I am still continuing to help people purchase homes in the mortgage space. I will continue to do my investment business because definitely, again, that's where you build wealth through that. Definitely, I look forward to serving people for not only the next 10 years, but beyond. I love what I do as far as mortgages. I
Mm-hmm.
love the team that I'm on. I really appreciate my loan partner as far as mortgages. I appreciate my business partner as well as far as investment. So, definitely, I look forward to strengthening relationships and growing more relationships when it comes to not only financials but within business within itself. So, 10 years, I look forward to continuing doing what I do on a much greater scale
Yeah.
with a much bigger team as far as support. Because right now we're pretty much like a 2-3 person show. Me and Shandra on the lending, and then me and Daniel on investment. We're a 2-man show. So I hope to grow those businesses to scale and definitely see what the full potential could be.
I think that's awesome. I think that's really awesome. Okay. Now let's talk about this. All right. Now, okay. Where do you find your motivation? It seems like you're very motivated, determined. Okay. How can somebody find motivation? I know it's a pretty general question, but
Yeah. I mean, you really got to find your purpose and what you want to do. Yeah, the Lord put you on the earth for a reason. So you really got to find out what your reason is. So, I mean, that's some self searching that you can do.
yeah.
Definitely, you can meditate, you can pray, you can read, but truly, deep down, you know exactly what you're meant to do, what's your
Mm-hmm.
purpose. I know I have a given personality. A lot of people tell me that I come from a great line of people who love to serve their community
Yeah.
on both sides of my family. So I knew that I wanted to help people in some capacity. Like I love people in general, so I just love to assist and let people grow to be the best that they can be. So
Yeah.
within that, I kind of found my purpose in that, and within the real estate space, I feel the most comfortable in. So I basically love what I do. But for people who are out there looking and searching for what they do, just continue to move forward. It will definitely come to you, and you'll know
Mm.
exactly what it is when it arises. So don't be deterred or discouraged from anything. Continue to move forward, and definitely a light will be shown exactly of what you're placed to do.
Now you know that's powerful. That's powerful right there. I definitely do appreciate you coming by and stopping by and sharing your experience and expertise. And obviously, you have a bright future. I think that, you know, when you think about, I guess, what would be considered your generation, do you think that
Mhm.
real estate is that still something that everybody wants to attain? Does that make sense? Like different generations view real
Right.
estate differently, you know?
So I feel you. A lot of people call me mature.
Yeah.
Definitely 23 and just talking about real estate. I can just divulge on everything. But I mean, I really see my peers starting all of them truly coming around to seeing that they need to do something different from the previous generation and the
Yeah.
generation before then. So they're definitely um, looking into ways of wealth building, whether it is being an entrepreneur. Everyone
Mhm.
I know, they have their business, they have a niche that they're trying to fill. and they're looking to purchase property. So, I mean, I definitely see this generation and even the next generation behind me, or in front of me, they're definitely looking to do that as well. So, what I see is that the society and the community is evolving. So, they're trying to be better, and we're working to be better for not only us, but the future ahead. So, definitely, I see a difference.
Well, it sounds like we're in good hands, because a lot of times it took a lot of searching and figuring out and trying to put all the pieces together to the puzzle of what it means to build generational wealth. And though it
Right.
wasn't a secret, it's just a lot of things now is just made readily available, which is cool, because now people can look at this podcast, they can look at YouTube, there's
Right.
so many different things that are available that are for free, and all you have to do is just learn it and implement the knowledge that was basically presented. Any last words?
Um, Last words is, well, kind of in the mortgage space, is that um, truly just trust your licensed professionals. So trust your lenders, your realtors. Not everyone else is going to be licensed and have the experience to do this. So I really would say don't let anyone else talk you out of an experience without getting with your licensed and trusted professionals. I've had that come up a few times. So definitely just make sure that you get with a team that you can trust. You want to make sure you get with the right lender. You want to get with the right realtor. So that way they can help you become the best you and lead you on the path of home ownership. But other than that, I do want to appreciate and thank you for allowing me the opportunity to come into your space and give me the time and opportunity to talk to anyone that's watching or whoever will watch. Definitely, it was a joy being on here, and I appreciate what you do. Definitely, I see exactly where you're going. You're within these spaces. You are the true definition of a hustler, and we've seen it
Hey, I try.
before. So I definitely commend you on what you're doing. I see the dealership that we're coming up with. We're still hitting it hard on real estate. I see that you're going hard and you are building wealth for your family. So I commend you definitely.
I appreciate that. I really do. Is there a good phone number that people can reach you at?
Yes. So my direct number it
Mm-hmm.
is 706-424-8891. Again, 706-424-8891. That's my mobile number. So feel free to give me a call or a text. This is Q Main, the mortgage main here at Movement Mortgage.
Yeah.
And I also do investing as well. So if you know of anyone looking to sell their home and they don't want to put it on the market, I'm here to purchase any property, any land. Definitely, I'm definitely here to assist with that as well.
Now, can you tell people where they can reach you at as far as on your social media
Yes.
platform?
So you can reach me on Facebook. It is, it's just my name is Quentin Green. I think it's Quentin Facebook / Quentin.Green. I'm on there. My Instagram is 2QuintMan, 2QUINTMAN. And my TikTok, it is Q Main MANE Q. Oh, what is it? I forgot. I think it's Q the Mortgage Man. I can get that to y'all. You will find it on any of my social media on Facebook or on Instagram. But definitely look out for more TikToks. I'm looking to be more involved as far as getting content and production out there. So definitely just look forward and stay tuned.
Awesome, man. I appreciate it so much. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome.